I'm talking about Bitcoin, who has recently, a few days ago, touched its all-time high price. Because of this, its discussion is again in the market and in the media. So I thought it would be the right time to make an educational video on this and to explain to you what is this Bitcoin. What is its history? What is its history? A version of electronic cash that would allow payments to be sent directly from one party to another party without going through a financial institution. Cryptocurrency is a digital asset, which is not a central bank or financial institution or control. Like US dollar is a US central bank control. India rupee is a RBI control. Like so, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are not a central bank or a main financial institution that controls. At that time, cryptocurrency was just an idea in a man's mind. But now, it is trading of millions of crores trading on its crypto exchanges, like it is trading of shares in the normal stock market. To understand Satoshi's paper and cryptocurrency's context, we have to understand our economic history, which is to understand some important concepts and aspects. Our financial systems are based on trust. Currency, notes, and coins are in our society because it is a government and central bank. It is guaranteed. Now take your wallet and look at your 200 note and look at your 200 note. It is written, I give the debt to give me 200. And the saying is, central bank, meaning Reserve Bank of India's governor. You will see their sign below. Without this promise or this guarantee, there is no value in this note. It will become a small paper if it gets a note. Here, it's a small, but it's a very interesting story. After the Second World War, America was the most powerful country. So all countries had to connect their currencies with US dollar. And US dollar was connected with who? Who was it guaranteed? With gold. Gold reserves. The actual value is only in gold and silver. But gold in your pocket is not practical. For convenience, currency note is made. But in 1971, US has finished this gold standard rule. After that, central banks were able to print notes. But what does this have to do with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? You can imagine, friends, how powerful are central banks, especially in terms of money and monetary policy. The thing is, when you deposit your money in banks, you are giving the bank permission to play with that money. Banks, with these deposits, give them the same deposit to give loans to companies and individuals a loan. That's the reason you can get a return. You can get interest. You can get interest. We've seen that banks use these savings and deposits, often, in an irresponsible way. It happens that banks give big industrialists loans without checks, and then loans become bad debts, or NPAs become. Who is the target of this whole game? We, like depositors or depositors. In the last 15 months, 3 deposit-taking institutions have failed. Yes, Bank, PMC Bank, and Laxmi Vilas Bank. But the government's decisions can also put the financial future in danger. November 2016, I remember, demonetization. In a jolt, 501,000 notes were made for nothing. India's total of India's 86% currency was unusable. The people who are in the favor of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, a big reason behind it is that they don't want the government and central banks to have so much control of our money, of our currencies. Now, did you understand Satoshi's original idea? What was his vision? Satoshi has a vision. Satoshi had imagined Bitcoin as an alternate financial system, which is based on software technology, and third party is out of control. You'll remember maybe the global economic crisis. Lehman Brothers, like a big investment bank, were in a mess. After this, the cryptocurrencies Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first one, and then there were born. Bitcoin was the first, and then a lot of other cryptocurrencies came, like Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. In fact, this year's beginning, more than 2,000 cryptocurrencies were available on the internet. So now we're coming to a very complicated topic. Crypto technology, how does it work? To be honest, to understand it perfectly, advanced mathematics and computer science knowledge is necessary, which I don't have. But if you want to start with investment or trading, then basic knowledge is enough. Let's take a bit of example. All Bitcoin's transactions have a public account, which is called ledger digital form. Now, as you think of it, this is a copy of every system that is a part of the Bitcoin network. The people that run these systems, they are called miners. Miners' job is to verify transactions. Let's say that A is going to send 2 Bitcoins. Miners have to confirm that A is actually having 2 Bitcoins in his account. Miners' work is to confirm that A has 2 Bitcoins in his account. To confirm a transaction, miners have to form a complicated mathematical equation. You've probably read in school that there are variables. Every Bitcoin transaction has a unique variable. Miners' work is to find it. Now, it's not that they sit down to take a pen and paper to solve the equations. They take all these calculations are automatically done on computers because these equations are very complicated. Their combinations are in crores. That's the reason why these miners need very complex and high processing power computers. Once the equation is solved, the network's other computers Bitcoin. This system is proof of work. Miners have to prove that they have done so much computation work, that they were able to receive rewards, that they were able to receive Bitcoins. But if this whole explanation has been bounced from your head, then don't worry. Because crypto technology's workings. Crypto is more important than understanding the philosophy, vision, and future. Now, it comes to how cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are being used. This is also important because on the one side, some people use cryptocurrency as an investment, and on the other side, some people cryptocurrency as an alternative currency use. Many people want to replace it with a currency that we use only Bitcoin instead of the rupee and dollar, instead of using only Bitcoin. But the main use that is being done today is cryptocurrency as an investment. We will invest money in Bitcoin. After a few years, we expect a higher return. We will receive more money in return. So this store of value is like gold. We don't use gold in our daily transactions, but we buy gold in a bank locker as a guarantee. In the future, Bitcoin is a digital currency. It's inherently, it has no value. Gold is physically, you can touch it physically. You can buy a house. You buy a house is an investment. It is physically available. It is not physical. It is all on a computer. It is still a niche product, which is not widespread in the world. Crypto is not a medium of exchange. You can't go to your side of the shop and buy bread eggs from Bitcoin. Although this trend is perhaps Bitcoin as a form of alternative currency, they have to accept payments from the market. It is a technical challenge actually, which is why Bitcoin is being used in daily transactions. It's hard. The Bitcoins on the blockchain transactions, it takes time. It takes a block process for 10 minutes, while computers do the calculation. You can imagine in daily life, to wait 10 minutes to complete a transaction is not practical. But at the same time, I would like to say that there are some use cases where Bitcoins are working in a much better way than our traditional ways. Its best example is foreign funds transfer. When you have to transfer from one country to another, banks, foreign transfer money, banks immediately transfer fees in the name of high payment from you. They charge a lot of fees and they spend a lot of time in sending money from one country to another country. Here, Bitcoin is more economical because Bitcoin does not charge a transfer fee, and it takes 10 minutes, actually, less time. As much as banks spend 1-2 days to transfer money. Similar may be credit card fees. Cryptocurrency is more economical than credit card fees, is more economical. This is the reason why banks, credit card companies, and remittance companies were against cryptocurrencies, and to a large extent today. Because cryptocurrency can give them a lot of pressure. But in the last few months, especially because of the COVID pandemic, the environment has changed. Where a lot of industries and mutual funds are struggling, there are more cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. From 1st March to November 30th, more than 120% of the value is more than double of the value of Bitcoin. The world's largest digital payments company, PayPal, had introduced in November a crypto transaction feature. JP Morgan Bank was the biggest enemy. In 2017, when Bitcoin was on bull run, meaning its price was rising, JP Morgan CEO said, "This is fraud." And now, a few months ago, News P. Morgan has opened famous crypto exchanges, Coinbase and Germany, for corporate accounts. So you're seeing how slowly the doors were closed for Bitcoin. They were opening. Cryptos in the open-mindedness of the general public and financial industry. Thank you for watching this video.